name's Robert Fredco. I don't know if I missed it at any other meeting or anything like that, but was there ever any discussion about buying these street lights rather than
We can't discuss that.
You can't discuss that?
No, you have to wait.
Oh,
You have to wait.
okay.
Thank you.
But there it is out there.
Is this a non-agendized item?
Yes.
Okay, he can talk about that.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
He can make the suggestion, you
Yes.
simply can't take any action on it.
Okay.
So
Yes.
if you have more to say than that,
No.
okay.
So that's something that we can look into, yes.
Okay, public hearing on the PH1, did you divide that into two, did we?
My recommendation is that we proceed as noted on the agenda under PH1 with items 1 through 4 as a singular item. Take our recess to do the tabulation and report of the results of the ballots. And then when we get to the sub 6 board discussion and action, we handle those as two separate matters. One for the items on which there is no conflict, and then separately the item for which there is a conflict, at which time board member may recuse themselves. Okay, because the testimony should be heard by all the board members as to all of it, and then we'll have the board members step out when the time comes for board discussion and action. Okay?
We're going to count part of the first one.
So we're going to do the first part now with regard to all of the tracks, is my recommendation, and that is to conduct the public hearing. And so the first item would be to have the presentation from staff, and then go to declaring the public hearing open, receive testimony, and close the public hearing. At that point, I'll walk you through the rest.
Okay, presentation from district staff.
Yes, Shirley, did you want to just sort of go over the basics there? I'll pull that microphone forward and see if it works. What's that? Yeah, Shirley Smith from the consultant that we used for the street lighting engineering firm and for putting the balloting together.
Hopefully you've all received your ballot. If not, we have what we call a replacement ballot. And before the close of this, where we start counting, if you come forward, we will give you that replacement ballot. This is an instance where, in order to pay for the current form of street lighting in Rosamond, the old-fashioned or the long thing that used to be, the dollar on the water bill, is no longer anywhere near enough to cover the cost. So what we're doing is by housing tract, which
Could
is
you
how...
speak louder,
I
please?
can't hear you.
Okay. Is this on?
I don't think that might work.
It's you. Yeah, you can speak up, I think.
I can explain that if you want, Shirley.
Might not work.
And you can be there for any questions. What happened is that a number of years ago there was $1 that was charged for arterial lights and some interior lights in the community of Rosamond. Then as time went by, there were new housing tracts that were included in a new street lighting district, and that's under the Streets and Highways Code. Those paid a separate fee. There was about 11 tracts that were in that group. And as time goes by, the $1 that years and years and years ago that was collected is not enough to pay for the interior lights. The electricity, the maintenance, everything has gone up. So this district back in 2013, 2014 decided to expand that lighting district and annex additional annexations into it to pay for those interior lights. That went to a Prop 218 ballot, which we did this time also, which you mail out ballots to everybody, the property owners, that say how much the annexation is going to cost, the assessment per year, and what your property is, and then everybody votes on what's called a protest vote, which means that the ballots that come in count as 100% of the ballots that are in. So if you have 2 ballots that come in, the vote is counted on 2 ballots, rather than how many properties or how many ballots that are handed out. And that is set by the government code by the state of California because of Proposition 218. So if you had 1 ballot that come back and they voted no, that counts as 100% no votes. So some people didn't maybe understood it. My understanding, I wasn't here, there was some controversy, maybe some misunderstanding, some confusion. So when a new board got elected, one of the things they did was they said that we want to look at this voting again. The district took a poll, talked to the community. The community said, yes, we want to give our input once again, because there were 12 districts, about 12 districts, that had their lights shut off and then turned back on again with a loan that was given, knowing that they're going to do a revote again. So the vote went out again to make sure that everything was clear. And so there are 40 annexations there, and whatever the vote is tonight will be the final vote, and we've sent it out again. So that's where we are tonight. And then if you have any questions or anything, that's fine. You can ask any questions too at this time.
What if it's a tie?
It's a yes.
It's a yes.
Because it's a majority protest is what they call it, which means you have to have at least one more no vote for it to pass as no.
Right.
If it's a tie, it goes to the yes.
So if it was 4-4, 4 no's to 4 yeses, it would pass and move forward. You'd have to have 5 no's and 3 yeses in order for, because, and now remember also, this is not the RCSD that's making this stuff up. This is the state of California. We have to follow the state of California laws, and might not be happy with it, but that was voted for by proposition by the citizens of the state of California in a Proposition 218. And so that's why it's set. It's basically set in stone unless you take it out to another proposition. So that's where we are tonight. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up the public hearing and take testimony from the public. And then once the public hearing is closed, then we're going to open up the ballots and we're going to count them. Thank you.
Okay, I declare the public hearing open. Any comments?
You should, I would recommend that you request that anyone who has a ballot that has not been turned in, turn it in now, because once we close the public hearing, no more ballots will be accepted. Okay, so if you have a ballot that you have not turned in, please place it in the box over there as soon as possible so that we make sure your ballot gets counted.
Or if you're making up your mind, you might want to wait for the testimony that they can go there before.
Come on up here. Give your name if you want to, you don't have to.
Joy Ingber. Could a citizen monitor the counting of the ballots this evening?
Absolutely. It will happen right there, and yes, the
Okay.
counting will be happening at this table right here in front of everyone who wants to stay and watch.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Robert Ziegler, lived in Oswego. Just 2 questions, actually, just for clarification, so that everybody, including myself, understands. If the vote is yes, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what's going to happen as far as the billing. But is the consequence still the same as far as a no vote is concerned? Are the lights going to be removed and turned off?
Correct.
Well, whether they're removed or not is up to Edison.
They removed them in Mojave. They
Right.
did remove them.
Edison usually does remove them,
That would be up to Edison if it's a vote.
but the RCSD will cut off service because we don't have any money to pay for it.
Is there a time frame when that would happen?
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to find that out tomorrow morning. I'll be calling Edison if there's any no districts.
Anyone else?
So just to get this straight, if my district votes no, then there will be no fee or assessment charged to my property tax.
Correct.
Other than one.
Other
Other than
no,
the property
that
tax,
comes
I mean,
under-
regular property tax. You still pay $1 on his water bill.
Oh, excuse me.
But the
Correct.
property tax will be, nothing will be charged to the property tax.
Correct.
Okay, just to make sure.
Anyone else?
My name is Scott Appleman. This is the first time I've been to one of these. Well, I just got a couple of questions.
don't know where it's gonna lie at. But the first time you guys did this, or whoever's doing this, they had a figure of how much it cost a year. If I remember right, it was $180,000. So my question is to whoever this question goes to, how much was it for the whole physical year of last year? And how much is your intake going to be? So, well, for an example, if it cost $100,000 for the streetlights, and someone's pulling in $250,000, I would really like to know what you're doing with the $150,000 extra.
Well,
That's what, I mean.
well, the engineer behind you can tell us where, because we redid the bids on a few of them already, right?
Well, you know, Brad could tell us the exact number of what's going on. There is a reserve in there, just like all government agencies have reserves, because you don't want to cut, you know, in the red. And but the finance director, if you give us a call and stuff, we can tell you exactly where all the money is.
Right, because I think a lot of people that I speak to, I live in a tract over off of United Street. That's the thing is, you want to charge us $12 a month, you know, but you're not telling us exactly what you're collecting. That's what I want to know.
Yes, we do. It's actually in the annual budget. It's actually all public documents. It's just a matter of you getting them or being here at the meetings when we do the public.
Is there a way I can get what the physical?
Yes.
It should be in the.
Yes, you can. Just one at a time, please. Not everybody. Okay. You can always come into the district and ask for any documents. We can get you the public records. We can get you the assessment district. We can get you the tax rolls from the county, and the finance director can pull the budget spreadsheets for that particular district for you.
Now, does that also include, like, if our track passes, how much you're going to collect for the street lighting and how much you're going to pay out? Because, like I say, if there's a $100,000 difference.
There is a, don't know what the difference is. You have to look at that. You know, there are in any municipal budgets, there are budgets which are budgeted, and that's what this is based on, and that's based on actuals. But to know what the actuals are, you have to wait till the end of the fiscal year, and we can show you the actuals from the last year for that particular street lighting district.
So I would just come into this office and find.
And Shirley has a copy.
Please let me make one
Sure.
comment here. In your first year, you're going to pay an additional 50% cost of lighting, because you're establishing what Ron referred to as reserve. It only happens within the first year because you have to build it, and it's because we have a fiscal year. Rosamond pays that electric bill every month, and they don't get the money from the county until December or January, starting with June.
So it's what's called like a stability fund.
So this is why there's 6 months, and that will just keep rolling. You fund it once, and it just keeps rolling.
So at the end of each fiscal, you will know exactly what
You know the
was
actuals,
and
right.
and how much you got in your kitty, right?
Correct, and then usually we do, most government agencies do a mid-year budget adjustment, and we actually have the actuals for that first 6 months of the fiscal year, and it's rolling. You know, we actually have the actuals all year round, but we do a public hearing in it. So,
Now, for another example, if you do have 100,000 extra sitting here, are you going to lower that price?
well, that's a
Or let us
hypothetical.
know?
We have to find out what we have then and see what the reserve needs to be. So that's a whole nother discussion.
Who exactly would you?
Ultimately, if we're collecting monies that are way above what the costs are, ultimately you could lower the rate on that and the taxes, but that would have to be decided because, as you know, Edison, you need that reserve. Say you set a rate at a particular point, because 218 only allows you to set a rate this time, right? It's going to go up a little bit. All of a sudden, what if Edison's bill starts going up astronomically, right? Well, that reserve would start covering that until the point that it doesn't cover it anymore, and then we have to go back and do this all over again. So, but it's better if we get the, come in, we'll look at the real numbers for you.
That's what I want to see.
Absolutely,
Right,
we can get
thank
this
you.
for you. You bet.
You need to talk a little
I
loud.
just got a question about that dollar that you're paying. You're gonna tax me for the lights. How come I still have to pay that dollar on my water bill?
It's for two different lights. The dollar is for the arterial lights. That's the ones that go down Rosamond Boulevard, goes down the main streets. The ones that you're going to be paying for on your taxes are the interior lights within your residential area. It's two separate lights.
So the dollar is to pay for lights somewhere where I don't live.
No, but I think on United Street, don't they have lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Paying
live
for them.
right. You live in the community of Rosamond. You benefit by, unless you come in by helicopter, I guess. But if you drive down Rosamond Boulevard, go down United, you're benefiting from those street lights, and that's why you're paying for it.
Why don't you just tax it for the whole amount? That's what I'm asking.
That's always a possibility too. This is just the way that was
Then
done.
you can write it off. Right?
That's always a possibility to think about something like that in the future.
Anyone else?
Was there ever an answer as to why the consumer price index was used for the LA, Orange, San Bernardino area as opposed to the urban?
Of Kern County? Yes. Yeah, the answer is that if you're in northern, it's by state standards. If you're in Northern California, they use the San Francisco, Oakland, they use that area, Sacramento, that's what they use. If you're south of, Northern California, you consider Southern California, they use the LA Orange, and that's just the standard. That's what
Who's
they use.
they?
The state of California says to use that.
So the state of California says when the study's done.
U.S. Department.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, the U.S. Department of
Labor does.
of Labor says that.
CPI or the cost of living increase
Yeah.
or whether it's stable. And the state of California has chosen both of those areas, and what they incorporate is the large city, LA, Riverside County, which is not considered 100% high-end, and Orange County, which is. So that's what they've done in the north as well. It's San Francisco, it's on right up.
Sacramento.
Yeah. Not San Francisco, one's right around. So that you have your big city, your high-end people, and your regular people. So that's how the Department of Labor.
And the U.S. Department of Labor sets that, and the
Yeah.
State of California adopts that.
So the state of California adopts it?
Yes.
So California doesn't acknowledge the urban consumer price index then?
They do. They pick Riverside.
Okay. I think there's a separate one for urban though, is all I was wondering.
But for the cities, yeah, it's like LA, Orange
Yeah,
County.
there's a separate one
They
that says urban.
they try to spread it out amongst the different counties.
Yeah, because the urban one is like a 1%, and then if you look at the LA County Riverside, it was 1.8. And I just figured when the report's done, or when it's asked for, they could, use it for where we are. We're urban.
Well, we do have to abide by how they decided
And that's what
at the state level, and that's what we do. And what we do is take March year over year, always go into the same month, so we've got an annual amount.
So it has to be done with the one that you're saying it couldn't have been used. The urban one could not have been used according to the state.
Anyone else?
That Ewers Community Services District does not provide your streetlights. Southern California Edison provides your streetlights. All we do is facilitate the paying of that bill by collecting from you. We do not provide the streetlights. Southern California Edison does. We are simply the facilitator. That's different from water and sewer, which we provide.
Thank you. Anyone else? So we need to close the public hearing now?
Yes.
Before you do that, make sure everybody has.
We need to make sure all ballots are in.
All
Any
ballots
last
in?
ballots?
Any other ballots?
Going once?
Going twice.
Oh.
Okay, we close the public hearing, we're going to count the ballots, and we're taking recess. Get a drink here.
Before we start tapping.
And that left us concerned that there were others that had
This was supposed to be in 30.
that wouldn't go wrong. So that's why we recounted, to make absolutely sure that the votes are being.
31.
That's what it is, not.
According to the results of the ballots.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna read off the annexation number, then the tract numbers. Okay? So, and I'm just gonna skip saying 2016, it's 2016 in front of all the annexations. So, annexation 3, tract 1105 is a yes.
What was the town?
Not getting the numbers.
Oh,
Annexation 4, tract 1652, no. Tract 5, annexation 5, tract 1689, 1811, no.
okay.
Annex-
So both of those together?
Yes.
Yes, exactly like I'm reading.
We just want to, it shows up as 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a no. Okay.
Annexation 6, tract 1714, no. Tract 7, annexation 7, tract 1739, no. Annexation 8, tract 1786, yes. Annexation 9, tract 1944 and 1945, yes. Annexation 10, tracts 1973, 1974, yes. Annexation 10, tracts 2985, 3164.
Just read 10.
You just read 10, yeah. Which one is this?
This is 11.
Oh, you
Did I say 10?
Yes.
Apologize. Annexation 11, tracts 2985, 3164, 3537, 33, yes. Annexation 12, tract 2034, yes. Annexation 13, tract 4558, no. Annexation 14, tract 4821, no. Annexation 15, 4844, yes. Annexation 16, 4881, no. Annexation 17, tract 4935, yes. Annexation 18, 4947, yes. Tract 498, Annexation 19, tract 4981, yes. Annexation 20, tract 5014, yes. Annexation 21, tracts 5016, 5048, yes. Annexation 22, tract 5039, yes. Annexation 23, tracts 5042, 5224, yes. Annexation 24, tract 5049, yes. Annexation 25, tract 5051, yes. Annexation 26, 5052, yes. Annexation 27, 5075, yes. Annexation 28, tract 5091, yes. Annexation 29, tract 5092, yes. Annexation 30, tract 5172, yes. Annexation 31, tract 5175, yes. Annexation 32, tract 5195, yes. Annexation 33, tract 5200, yes. Annexation 34, 5201, yes. Annexation 35, tract 5238, no. Tract 30, Annexation 36, tract 5267, yes. Annexation 37, tract 5299, yes. Annexation 38, tract 5300, yes. Annexation 39, tract 5329, yes. Annexation 40, tract 5357, no. 56, sorry.
That was a no?
That's a no. Annexation 40, tract 5356, no. Annexation 41, tract 5842, yes. And annexation 42, known as Rosamond Town, yes. And that's it. So, Mr. Landsgaard does not have to recuse himself because you're only voting on the yes resolutions. Can they take a motion as to the yes resolutions as announced?
I believe that Director McKay had desired to recuse himself with regard to annexation number 12, tract 2034. So
Okay.
with the exception of that one, they can do a singular motion as to the yeses, which would be annexations 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15,
I thought you were gonna
17.
leave 12 out.
Sorry, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, and Rosamond Town.
And that's 42. So we can take a motion for all of those in one motion.
712.
That was already voted.
I move that we adopt the resolution 2016-59 and 2016-98, or the annexation confirming the diagram assessment of the tracts that are associated with annexations 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, and Rosamond Town, also annexation 42.
You make the motion?
I did.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Be voting on it.
You want to take care of
After we do this.
before we vote? Well, anyway, I move that we adopt resolution number 2016-whatever it is associated with annexation 12, order the annexation confirming the diagram assessment of the tract is associated with 12, I think it's 2034. And that's my motion.
Second? Roll call vote?
First wave of discussion.
You're going to do that.
Do you have,
You already
if
had-
you want to have any discussion, you can.
Not public comment, we already had.
Okay.
What you want to have again?
If anyone wants to make any further public comment, they may at this time.
Where's the map that shows you where it is?
You made it this time, Mr. Prowse.
I hope so.
You're either 5091 or 5195.
Roll call, any public comments?
It's appropriate to take a vote.
Roll call?
Vice President Lancer?
Aye.
Reverend Leonard?
Yes.
Reverend Wallis?
Yes.
Well, Mr. President, now that we've had the revote for the lighting district, what are your feelings about that?
I was hoping they'd all stay on, but
Most
most of them did, so
Uh-huh,
I'm glad for that.
uh-huh, that's good. So how many actually said no?
9.
9 said no?
Yes.
Well, that's a huge difference from before.
14, I think, before, wasn't it?
Yeah. Uh-huh. So that'll be it. That'll be it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it finally.
They'll stay off.
Okay, and so as far as charges, that's going to stay the same. The ones that voted yes, the charges that were allotted to them are going to stay the same. They're not going to go higher just because some more people said no. No?
No.
No. It's going to be what it is.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know. Well, Mr. General Manager, you got the lighting vote out of the way, and what are your feelings about that?
I'm glad we got it out of the way. You know, we got one down and two more to go.
Two more to go.
The budget and the rate study.
Okay. And the lighting zones, how many total voted no?
I'd have to look at the sheet. 10? 9? My attorney says 9.
9, so we'll go with that.
We'll go with 9.
Okay, and before it was 16 said no or 14 said no?
I believe so. So basically the poll and the revote did what it was supposed to, is that if people were confused last time on how the voting went, it's obvious that more people voted yes this time, so it did what the district wanted it to do.
Okay, so now it's onward and upward. Now, these fees are going to be collected on the property tax bills, is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to get it into the county assessor's office, and by August 19th.
Yes.
And then the first property tax bill will come beyond that.
Okay, and the rates are not going to fluctuate for those who voted yes. What they were published to be, that's what they'll be.
Well, everything that was published is what it's going to be.
Okay.
Even the ones that voted yes changed a little bit because you have to recoup the 218 process again.
I
The ones
see.
that voted no were recouping administrative costs, legal costs, and also the cost of the electricity administration for them that was covered for them for that period of time.
Okay, now, what about the ones that voted no before and voted no now? Are they going to have to pay?
No, there's no way to get the money. That was just the district that did that.
Okay, but those that voted yes now, are they going to have to pay
They'll have to go
to
pay
catch up?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, if they wanted their lights on, they're going to have to make up for that free time period.
yeah. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.